In this section, we'll focus on door frame assembly. Please remove the latch from the door that you previously mounted. Go ahead and take the rear bracket with the tab pointed down towards the outside of the door and put it into the back portion of the door. Next, install the door frame and the front latch assembly and begin to assemble the front end of the latch to the door frame. This part shows the door frame fully assembled into the door and connected to the latch. Once you've got it all assembled, go ahead and check the latch for proper function. Now it's time to check the door for proper fitment and to make sure that the latch actually works. Again, if the door is not trimmed properly so that it fits all the way into the door sills, this alignment will throw the whole thing off. Make sure that when the latch engages, you'll hear 2 clicks to make sure it's fully engaged. If you cannot get the latch to fully engage, you may need to take the door off and slide the striker outwards, or just adjust the striker in general. Go ahead and check the rear hinges for fitment and make sure that they line up properly. In this 3-section stack, you have the hinge, the bracket, and the door frame. In my case, these 3 didn't line up. So I simply removed the bracket and used my step-up drill bit along with my drill press to create a larger hole. You can see here how much I took out of the bracket, just so that I have enough room for adjustment. So you can go ahead and put the rear bracket back into the door if you needed to trim it. Once you've got the door back on the car, go ahead and tighten up the bolts a little bit and line everything so that the door is straight. You don't want to tighten the bolts down fully because you're going to be removing them to trim the outside of the door quite a bit. So just snug them down enough to get a tight fit and make sure that the door frame isn't moving inside the bracket. Now if you're very conservative on your trimming the door and it fits in there pretty flush, do not attempt to open the door fully. The outside of the door skin will contact the body and it could crack it. So be very careful. This is only for a small adjustment. In this part, we're going to look at intermediate door trimming. The purpose of this is to get the doors on the car so they can open and close and function properly. Loosen up the bolts on the door and try to get the door to open and close. What you'll notice is that this small bump that runs along the body line will get in the way. So it's okay to take a Dremel tool and cut a relief so that it will open and close fully. Now that I can get the door shut fully, I will use pinstriping tape to run along the edge of the door where I think I need to cut the most reliefs. As you can see here, it's not a straight line, but basically sections where I think I need to trim it back to get the door to fit on the car properly. Remember to be conservative here, as this is for an intermediate fit only. Once you've got your lines taped off, use a belt sander to trim down the doors. Again, be conservative when you're sanding, and you're probably going to have to take the doors on and off the car multiple times to ensure the proper fit. But once you've got the doors on the car and you've got a nice fit, the door should open nice and easy.